Hey guys, good morning. We are here to talk about day two of stage two of the CrossFit Open. If you are feeling anything like myself, you will be feeling day one, no doubt. Now, when I refer to day one, I'm talking about the video I put out yesterday to the Process Program community and to anyone else who was watching. We recommended that we started with the front squat, then we moved on to events 1 and 2. So essentially, we're already doing more than half the workouts in that first day. Now, we're talking about day two. So the two events we have left to talk about are event 3, which is a row and wall ball workout, and then the final event, which is that fun, very fast, depending on who you are, snatch, burpee, box jump workout. Now, the first thing to talk about is if you're in the Asian or Oceania region and the timings work out as like it is for us here, which is early morning, it might be a really good idea to start our day 2, with event 5. The reason being, I don't think there's going to be too much damage from event 5. What I mean by that, if you think about the pistol GHD workout, maybe even the handstand push-up workout, a lot of contractions, a lot of delayed onset of muscle soreness, general fatigue through the body. Whilst the barbell is heavy for event 5, I don't think we're going to be feeling necessarily sore, and therefore there isn't going to be a whole amount of carryover fatigue into the last workout, which in this case would be the wall ball row. However, if we did start with the wall ball row today and perhaps look to do the snatch workout later today or tomorrow, I think just 120 wall balls at a really hard pace followed by 120 calorie row all out, which is really what that workout has to be, is going to actually have some carryover to the snatch workout. And if you're already like myself and not very strong individual, that amount of wall balls coupled with everything we did yesterday is just going to dampen our ability to express strength and power, which is what we're going to need for that last workout. So I think it would be a really good idea for us to actually begin day 2 with event 5, which is the snatch, burpee, box jump over, and then today later we will then complete event 3, the wall ball row. Let's start by talking about event 3. Pretty simple workout. There are no kind of movement standard issues that you need to know about other than your typical wall ball and your typical row. Really, I want to say the separator here on this workout for most people who don't have a massive wall ball limiter is going to be the row. The row is going to be a big separator here. I want to give a shout out to my friends at Training Think Tank who gave these breakdowns. If you were to row 120 calories at a 1,200 calories per hour pace, that's going to take you 6 minutes. 1,400 calories, 5 minutes 9 seconds. 1,600 calories, 1,600 calories per hour, 4 minutes 30. And if you were to row at 1,800 calories per hour, that's 4 minutes. So there's a really big difference, for the sake of 600 difference in calories per hour, almost 2 minutes separator on that row. So what I mean by that is that some people are going to have the capacity to go unbroken on those wall balls, and you should have a pretty good idea as to whether or not 120 unbroken wall balls is something that's actually achievable for you. Obviously, the benchmark workout we can all think about is Karen, 150 wall balls a time. If that's something that is fairly comfortable and in your wheelhouse, then it might actually be a good idea to be going through those 120 wall balls unbroken. Otherwise, doing some small smart breaks, anything up to 10-15 seconds of breaking over the 120 wall balls, actually to then allow you to then hit your row pace at an aggressive pace would actually be a good idea. Conversely to that, going deeper into our wall ball sets and then just being way off the pace that you're going to hold for your row is going to cost a really, really valuable time. Okay, so how do we know, what pace we should be rowing our 120 calories? Well, if you're in the Process Program community, we've done plenty of 50 to 60 calorie row repeats, and we've been doing that a lot on Aerobic Tuesday. So at least you should have a pretty good idea of what kind of pace is a comfortable pace, and then what kind of pace would be a pushing pace. Now, of course, you then need to factor in 120 wall balls, which will definitely have some carryover into row, but at least you have a general idea. So if picking 1,600 calories for that 1,120 calorie row, and you've never done 1,600 calories before, then that's calories per hour before, then that's obviously not a realistic expectation. Now, let's just talk about the wall ball. So we've talked about small breaks already. Something like a descending rep scheme might be a really good idea. For example, 40, 30, 20s, or even smaller perhaps. Then when you transition to row, that transition is really, really important. Hustle from the wall ball, get into row. We talk about row transitions all the time, and start pulling your first calorie. Now, what you may find is that when you begin the row, you'll probably need a little bit of time to get up to your pace, but we want to try get up to that pace as soon as possible. So what I mean by that, it may take you 15, 20, 30 seconds to get up to the pace you want to hold, and then you need to try and hold that pace for the majority of that 120 cal row. Now, all of us are going to have a kick. You know, if this workout means anything, you're really trying to test yourself, I would expect all of us to be shoving it up a gear, probably between the last 20 to 40 calories of this workout, and really selling your soul to this workout. Especially if, like myself, this is going to be your last workout of stage 2, then you know you got to give it everything you got. Anything else to add on top of that? No, just be ready for that one to hurt. Let's talk about event 5. So again, just to go back to what I said at the start of this video, I would recommend starting day 2 with event 5. That then gives you the opportunity, if needed, to then repeat event 5 if you feel like you need to tomorrow on day 3. And you can kind of give yourself a really big window. You can do it tomorrow, later in the day, to give you a little bit more recovery, and that's just something you guys can decide yourself. Okay, so just in terms of movement standards, on event 5, this is a 963 snatch at a moderately heavy barbell. For me, heavy. For the elite, moderate, maybe even light. It's a descending rep scheme, 963 of really high burpee box jump overs and a snatch. Now, movement standards on a snatch, any snatch is permitted. So if you're strong enough and you're proficient enough with a snatch, I would recommend doing power snatches here. Now, of course, power snatches are going to be something you're going to be doing, you know, if you have probably a power snatch that's, you know, over a 205 for men, and probably, you know, over a 225, I should say, and over 155 pounds for females. Otherwise, you may be having to be really accurate and squat snatch these reps. In terms of strategy here, just bear in mind that once you finish the first round of 9, you're already over halfway in this workout. So because the reps are getting shorter, we can be actually kind of aggressive with this. Now, the best people in the world are going to be going unbroken in this workout. They're going to be touch and go repetitions extremely fast. I've seen some paces come through already. Some people finishes in the low 2 minutes, but that does not mean that we should be comparing ourselves to that and building a strategy of that. So for most of us, you know, actually having something like a singles or a combination of touch and go and singles throughout this workout is going to be a really good decision, really good call. Just making sure we're accurate with our snatches and not failing any repetitions. With the burpee box jump overs, again, if you're pushing for an elite time, you're gonna have to really attack these repetitions. Make sure you dial in the 30-inch box, especially females who probably have not really done very many 30-inch burpee box jump overs. But we're going to have to really push that pace. So, you know, this is a fast workout. Should we start hot? Just depends on who you are. For someone like myself, it might just be about methodical and controlled repetitions, hitting every single rep. For someone who's elite, who has a power snatch, perhaps, you know, way over this prescribed load, you may even be looking at touch and go repetitions here. But you can still be really successful doing singles on this workout or a combination of the two. Okay guys, well, let me just finish there. Don't want to keep you guys all day. I want to say just good luck to everyone who will be taking on day 2. If you do have any questions, please reach out to me or the rest of the Process Programming team. Those of you around the rest of the world who are watching this video, awesome that you are putting yourself out there and doing these tests. I'm sure you're all learning something, and good luck.